and with that, welcome to another episode of Top Rope Spoilers from On the Ring Apron. I'm Steve.
And I'm Kia.
And behind the camera is our lovely Miss Alyssa. Say hello.
Hello.
Happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate. We welcome you guys. Thank you for joining us here on our special Thanksgiving edition, which of course always leads into, well, I say leads into Survivor Series weekend, but usually Survivor Series has always been before the Thanksgiving break, but this year it's after, so we get to go nice and full first. I'm already big as is. This doesn't happen on accident, ladies and gentlemen, okay?
God.
But either way, first time, of course, also, we get War Games to be involved with Survivor Series this year. First time it will participate on the WWE main roster, so a lot of good matches in terms of War Games as well. For those of you not familiar with the concept, take a look at some of the NXT pay-per-views. You'll get a good idea of what you're in store for. But a pair of matches that are both going to go probably at least 45 to 50 minutes each. 10 great men, 10 great women. Should be some lot of fun.
Yep.
She doesn't have much to say tonight, clearly. First of all, shout out to Ozzy Osbourne. Somehow he always draws at least one or two songs every year. But that's Parasite. There we go. For his latest album. Hey, it is what it is, but we're all enjoying ourselves. And if you're going to be in the Boston area for Survivor Series War Games, take a look for us. Take a look for our Mania Club jerseys in case you didn't know what they look like. But if you spot us, want to come over, say hi. We don't bite much, so take a sec. I knew that'd get her giggling.
I might.
But no guarantees with Alyssa. But either way, in all seriousness, come up, say hey, take some pictures, make your social media a little better, make ours look a little better as well, so everybody wins in the end. But, you excited? You ready?
I'm very excited, outside of being tired. Yay!
Yeah. She and the ladies had to work this week. I did not. I'm thrilled.
Can I leg sweep them?
Not till the end of the show.
Not
I've got to be
until
able
the
to
end.
stand for this part.
Oh,
We'll get him in the blooper reel.
There you go. Shoot. Somehow we survived the last episode and didn't get canceled. Let's try to be nice this time.
Nice.
Scoreboard coming up from Crown Jewel. Alyssa and I each came within a Brock Lesnar loss of a perfect pay-per-view. We almost had it.
We were doing so good.
We were so good. Then it was the first one, and then we ran the table the rest of the way. What happened?
Well, Bobby Lashley put that whooping on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he cheated, and
cheated. Yeah, that's the first time we've ever heard that.
I said what I said, and I meant it. Okay.
And he can go sit on the sideline with Goldberg.
Thank
At this point,
you.
it is what it is.
Oh, not
Wicked,
Goldberg.
Wicked burn. Come on now, old bird.
We need to put that footage in here for last time she talked about Goldberg.
That was a very brutal segment.
It was amazing.
OTRA's ended up with 5. Kia slipping a little, ends up getting 3. She's still well in contention, though. It did give Alyssa, with getting her 2 points, it allowed her to catch the OTRAs down here. So you got 51, still 5 behind me. Kia at 47, but remember, we've still got a number of pay-per-views, a lot of good choices. Remember those 5-point Royal Rumble matches coming up here soon. So a perfect opportunity for Kia to be able to catch up. She's done it before. She got Bianca a couple years ago. So
3 times.
She's done it before, so we'll see if she can use that to catch up.
And that's on per.
On the shout out. There you go. Wait till you see what Alyssa's got on to. Yeah, that's right. Let's start off with our first match of the premium live event. Only 5 matches on the card, but when 2 matches are going to go 45 each minimum, it ends up eating up a bunch of your time. But let's just say, even if you took War Games out of play, took the title matches out of play, a certain someone would still show up for this one. Her two fine gentlemen finally going head to head. Both of them former leaders of the OC in New Japan. Now for the first time in a premium live event will go head to head as OC leader. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles, will go one-on-one with the leader of the Judgment Day, Finn Balor. Ooh. And of course their respective sides, for the most part, expected to be, at their side. Rhea and Mishin could potentially be somewhere else. Is it Misha or Mia Yim? Because now they've switched it back on WWE.com, so I don't know which way that leans. So
can I say I'm excited that she's back? Yes! Y'all don't understand how much I have a love for her. She's so awesome. And to see her come back and join the OC, yes, ma'am. Amen. Thank you for making that call, Triple H, because I know it was you. Thank you.
I'm leaning like way back here because frankly I'm scared of this immediate spike of energy. She went from
giving fried
tired
drinks
to like 8 cups of coffee level here.
Can we say, look at this render?
I love it.
I love
She
this
loves
man.
it too.
Well, the entire storyline behind this, though, leads to the fact that ever since Finn Balor joined the Judgment Day, they have been consistently going after AJ Styles, wanting him to join the Judgment Day as well. And AJ has fought at every turn, has resisted every step of the way, despite getting his rear end handed to him on more than a number of occasions.
Oh, yeah.
But then he's actually been able to pick up some backup. He got the OC. It still wasn't enough, as they couldn't figure out what he called the Rhea factor, but now has found the backup he needs in the form of Misha and Mia Yim. And now you've got an even playing field and the one-on-one match that he desires with Finn Balor.
Can I say also I'm excited about the OC coming back because I'm really excited about the OC coming back. This group has came together in a hurry. Okay, you can continue.
That was basically the layout of it. Alyssa, you want to jump in here for a minute? There's her catchphrase.
There I go. Count. Here we go.
Give me a marker. Give me a marker.
Oh, shoot. There went 2.
Now we're up to 2.
Okay, so I know this is like my favorite thing to say because I say it in every single video, but I don't know anything about the OC, so
okay, so
I'm gonna have to stick to what I know.
So the OC started over there in New Japan. They wrestled with Finn before AJ got started. I can tell you somewhere between Finn and AJ, Cody was part of it, and Mia had nothing to do with it. But they all were like a brotherhood. They were in the dojo. They ate together. They were in the same building together. Everything they did was together. They were technically a family. But they are badasses.
I mean, like wrestling wise, like I mean, like stats, like.
I mean, they've existed for quite some time. The Good Brothers, Carl and Gallows, have been successful virtually everywhere they've been. Basically, they've been locked at the hip for almost their entire career.
Okay.
Mishin brings her own brand of crazy, which, by the way, for those who don't know, Mishin is crazy in Korean.
See,
we're all about the knowledge, the more you know.
Let's get a rainbow.
But then, of course, we all, anybody who's watched WWE in the last 6 to 8 months knows exactly what type of power that the Judgment Day has brought in with Finn, Damian, the addition of Dominic Mysterio. Granted, we don't know whether he's following Poppy or not.
He is. Let's go ahead and just put it out there.
I'd follow Poppy.
He was
right onto those spikes.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
Hey now.
Help! Help! I'm just gonna put the camera back over my face now.
We have found a way. Hey, Scooch. You got to have your fangirl moment. Let us have ours.
Rhea, if you're watching, they love you and they want you to step on their neck with your boot. Just
here.
Just putting it out there for you.
I just wanted to say,
what Poppy wants, Poppy gets.
Don't do me too hard now. Or maybe you should. I don't know.
She doesn't speak for me. Either way. So moving on to our picks here, because frankly, I'm just going to be blunt. I forgot to set the update to where it would tell us what the OTRA percentages are for the community. For those of you who have never joined us before, you can go to our community page on YouTube. We're on Hive now, by the way, so anybody who thinks Bluebird might go, Twitter, look for us on Hive. We're going to start copying all our stuff over there just in case the Bluebird decides he wants to fall out of the sky and Elon sends him to a terrible location. But we digress.
Make you rise to the heavens.
There you go. But now that we've got that, you go to our YouTube community page, you can actually place in your votes and get an opportunity to be able to have your voice heard amongst our group and get a chance to have your picks. Are you okay? Are you this excited about this? Good grief. So moving on to, first of all, who the OTRAs took, at least as of the moment of this recording. It's Tuesday night, so, a couple of days still left before Survivor Series. Plenty of time to throw more votes in, but at the moment, it is 71% in favor of AJ Styles over Finn Balor. So, just showing where the OTRAs are at. Again, it does not become official until the bell rings at Survivor Series. So, plenty of time. It's not that far off. Plenty of time to still throw in some more votes if you want to see it swing the other way for the OTRAs. For me, I'm going to go Finn Balor on this. I just feel like, Mia is one that kind of gave him the edge. But you take the fact that Mia, Mishin, whatever, and Rhea are likely not going to be involved in this because they're going to be getting ready for War Games later that night. It's going to leave just the guys, and really when you take Rhea out of play, it seems like it's more even for the OC, but you're looking at a group that has been a little more together. The OC, yes, they're family, and yes, they've been together around the world, but they've just recently reunited within the last month or two. I just feel like, Finn is always one that's one step ahead. He's had the upper hand over AJ up to this point, and I feel like that'll continue. So I'm going to go with Finn Balor.
I let him have the upper hand.
Alyssa, you're in second, so you're up next.
Oh, we're just going to go on by that. All right, okay.
Sorry. I'm going to have to stick with what I know. I mean, I've been bit plenty of times from not picking Judgment Day. And I think I've finally learned my lesson. They'll do whatever it takes.
Not Cody, right?
Absolutely not. I'm so sorry. That pyro is enough to put me off. Anyway, back to it.
Riding Seth till we die.
I swear. But no,
you know what? I'm going to shut up.
All right now. But no.
I forgot you married.
In all seriousness, so we don't get beat up by the man.
I'd be beat up by Becky.
Oh my God. Here we go again.
I'm sorry.
Every clip.
I'm sorry. I'm done.
No. They've proven time and time again that they will do whatever it takes to win, and it's gotten them this far, and I don't see it getting put out now. So I'm going with Finn.
Yeah.
We all know that Kia loves both these men through and through. We've had this conversation multiple times. But for me, as much as I love Finn and the Judgment Day, I'm going to go with the Good Brothers, the OC, AJ Styles, and like you said, Rhea and Mia or Michin will be off preparing for War Games for the women. So for me, my vote is going to be with the OC because I know that y'all think they have a really nasty, brutalized side. What y'all haven't seen is then when they were in New Japan, so I'm hoping they kind of bring that New Japan flow back to America and show us how nasty and brutal and how they can decimate this team. So, again, long story short, Good Brothers.
It's a one-on-one. You're taking AJ?
Oh, yeah.
This is a one-on-one match.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Yes, I'm taking AJ, and please edit this, Steven, please.
It's a lot to edit. Either way.
Yeah,
I didn't imagine it changed your pick, but you figure the OC will have a plan in place.
I feel like, but look, here's the thing. In all seriousness, AJ, because you have to think, how many times has he gotten beat up over the last couple of weeks by Finn and Judgment Day for his beliefs and how he feels? I'm pulling for AJ through and through. Atlanta-based, Georgia-based, and that pretty hair. The end. I'm done.
Southern boy.
Yes.
Farmer strength.
With the farm tan.
I don't recall that being in the theme song.
That was my edited the theme.
And here comes the cancellation notice again.
Right.
Damn it.
We are on it.
Can we
Off and running.
Can we move to the next match, please? Because I can't.
It's if your hopeful goal is to get away from thirst traps, it's not going to get much better, honey.
Yeah.
Moving to the United States Triple Threat Championship match.
Lord.
Yeah, it's not going to get much better.
Ever since he's gotten this facial hair,
swear, don't know how to act.
If you hear me, this is all man right here. This facial hair is.
Did anybody else see the side picture of his damn bicep when they were showing the Seth Rollins video? Good Lord.
Can I say I would?
I may have found a gym.
Can I tell you first of all, this facial hair, these biceps, and this whole mean, brutalized demeanor.
Is it working for you?
It's working for a lot of me.
Oh my God.
But also, can I also say I love the blonde streak when he was first with the Shield. This blonde right here with the whole hair, I feel like it's kind of I don't know.
Good grief. This is
it's not giving what it's supposed to be.
This is not going the way that I thought this episode was going to run, and I should know better.
Oh, come on. They love our personalities. Let it run
they
through.
Enjoy watching y'all be thirsty as a person in the desert.
Drink.
This is a triple threat match for the United States Championship. The three of the people in this matchup, of course, we haven't mentioned the almighty Bobby Lashley down here.
My bad.
But all three former United States champions in the last 6 months. They've battled over the championship ultimately. Theory had it for a while. He lost it ultimately to Lashley, who ended up losing it to Rollins after he was attacked by Brock Lesnar. Austin Theory then attempted to use Money in the Bank to cash in on Seth Rollins to win the United States title and failed, albeit with a big assist from Bobby Lashley, because right when it looked like Theory was going to take out Rollins, Lashley came out, laid out Theory as well, and Rollins was able to take advantage of the chaos, which he's done for a decade now, and manages to retain. Theory has stood in his path and has said flat out, that title is mine. We're done with this. I'm the youngest ever. Now I'm just out to just destroy everyone.
Can I say one thing after you're done?
Go for it.
His cash-in is on the top 2 of worst cash-ins for him to do. King Corbin, when he cashed in on John Cena.
He cashed in on Jinder Mahal. John Cena's the one who cost him.
Either way, these cash-ins are not working for y'all.
That's true. Corbin blew his in 5 seconds.
It really did. And
at least Theory's match lasted a little while.
A little longer.
But either way, the United States gold on the line. Theory, of course, is was the one who put Rollins on the shelf for a couple of weeks now. We don't know what kind of condition Seth's going to be in heading into this match because he hasn't wrestled in 2 weeks. But we all know that, the visionary, the extraordinary Seth freaking Rollins will always come ready. And considering that Survivor Series is where Seth Rollins made his initial main roster debut 10 years ago with the Shield, you expect him to put out a good show. But 2 tough up-and-comers, out. Well, I'd say up-and-comer, but Lashley's been around a while. Yeah. But 2 hungry challengers, both wanting the championship, and the idea that Rollins doesn't have to be pinned or submitted in order to lose the championship. Also, triple threat means no disqualifications either, so anything goes in this match.
So isn't Seth the one that's kind of screwed? He's kind of having to take it?
You'd think so, but, it almost seems like it's right up his alley, too, because now, as he said himself, it's, 2 birds with 1 stone. Now I can take both of you out at the same time and go ahead and get both of you in my rearview mirror.
Guess what? Let me tell you, I love that about Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, I know most people say it's cockiness. For him, it's called confidence, and that confidence minus the hair is good on him.
I'm just happy that we got to put the plates back on there again. For those who don't watch my plate exchange episodes, finally getting a chance. 5 years without winning. I didn't think the show would go this long without Seth's plates finding their way onto the title at some point. Oh, other side.
Yes, please.
Getting a chance to see the rest of our office room. Alyssa, go for it.
All right. Oh no, I was just singing. Oh, it's my turn. LMAO. I'm actually at 4.
Where did I miss one? You know what?
Earlier.
Okay.
So we all know that I like Bobby Lashley. I like my odds with Bobby Lashley. Bobby is like the safe bet because he's big, he's bald, and
he's a brick wall.
He's a brick wall.
Careful now, Brad gets out and sue us here.
That's why I said he's big and
I'm sorry. You got
bald.
that, Brad. You got that.
We love you. Come back. But it's like this beard on this man is doing something.
Is it doing things?
Not necessarily to
I'm
me,
just saying,
but
beard
doing
right
something
here too. I mean,
exactly. But it's a new. Are those dribbles?
We're so getting canceled.
I know. I'm sorry.
You let women do a wrestling show. This is what I signed up for. My God.
Sorry. No. But yeah, you have Austin sitting over here like coming into like his new phase. I feel like it's like a transition type thing. It's like
and it's the best thing
he's evolving
to his character because it was going nowhere.
Honestly,
with him, it was not.
I like how he's putting the bull crap to the side. I like how he's shedding that junk.
Yeah.
And it's like, how is he? What's your next move? Now I'm telling you, in the ring with 2 sharks, but
yeah.
I mean, anything is possible. I'm not doubting anybody.
The one thing about Theory though, ever since he's made his change, he's not scared of anybody.
I know.
Theory was a person who would run for the hills the moment that he'd hear Rollins or Lashley's music, but on Raw, last night, that Porky Pig, he stood right there and waited on Lashley to come on out. He is not scared, and he is not running from anyone anymore. At this stage, he feels like what he felt should have been entitled to him was snatched away from him, and now he has doubled his efforts to say, I will now rip it away from anyone who now wants to stand in my way. And that includes Seth Rollins and the United States title. Granted, I think everyone can say with a clear conscience and a clear heart, he was never cashing in successfully on Roman.
Absolutely not.
Plain and simple. And without them splitting up the 2 championships, the U.S. title made sense in terms of, it's Raw's top title on nights in which Roman doesn't show up on Mondays. So, it made sense for this to happen. I hate that it's a failed cash-in because that's always been one of the big deals is the fact that cash-in is almost a guaranteed championship title change. But it also set the precedent now that, you don't have to cash in on a world title. You can cash in on any title. Mm-hmm. And we watched as, Charlotte went down to NXT, and used, went down, won the NXT title. Theory cashing in on the United States title. So, it can be done, Go get it however you need to get it, whichever title you want to shoot for.
Yeah.
How many, okay, so here's my thing. When it comes to Theory, how much has this young man really lost? You have to think, who was his biggest supporter? Vince. And then after Vince left, he was getting literally dogged by the fans, by the other wrestlers, for wanting to take selfies.
Daddy's gone.
Yeah, exactly. He was getting dogged at every turn, at every corner, every avenue. Now you also think about, he got to cash in. He got to hold the briefcase for some time, cashed in on the wrong one. I'm sorry you did it, but you did. And he's now lost more than that. And I feel like he kind of lost self-confidence, but this facial hair gave it back to him. And we're going to call it a day. But he has lost a lot. And the person that has lost a lot has hit rock bottom and doesn't have anything to lose. Is hungry, is savage, is X-Mode's game, as Alyssa likes to call it. He is literally going for the throat of, maybe not Bobby, but he's going for the throat of this man. Who put him on the shelf? Who put Seth on the shelf? Theory. I don't think Theory's running from this challenge. I feel like, in my opinion, Theory will start with Bobby, get him out the way, and then he wants Seth on his own one-on-one. And y'all keep saying that Seth and Bobby are sharks. I feel like he's a shark in his own right, and he smells blood, and he's going to go for the gusto. He's going to put Seth back on the shelf, and y'all know how much I love Seth.
I'm going to throw one fact in here before we move on to the picks, and we announce who the OTRAs took up to this point. What you're seeing, honestly, from the WWE Universe is what they call a slow burn. Mm-hmm. Essentially, and I can mention 2 other names, one old school, one recent, that had the same type of push. John Cena and Logan Paul. 2 guys that people couldn't stand when they got here.
I couldn't.
You could maybe put The Miz in that category as well. Mm. People hated these guys when they got here. Every time they got a mic, every time they were in the ring, you wanted them gone. You wanted that match to end. Win or lose, they didn't really care. But each of them molded themselves, showed their work ethic, and made themselves better in the ring, stopped running their mouth, stopped talking about how great they were, and started showing it in the ring. And slowly you're seeing the universe start to follow behind Theory now. As all of a sudden they're liking this hardcore, very much direct to the point Theory. And this is exactly what a person like H is hoping for, because you want Theory, who's been proclaimed as the next big man of this company, the next John Cena. Of course, he'll say he's the first Austin Theory, not the next John Cena. But getting that comparison on you, that's big shoes to fill for someone so young. And you've seen how other superstars, biggest one you can think of is Drew McIntyre, sometimes that's a little too much for you. And you gotta, and it ends up you crumble under that pressure. So it'll be curious to see. But Theory right now appears to be riding with it very well. And we'll see if it continues maybe to a United States title run. Moving to the picks here, starting off with the OTRAs and where it stands as of this moment.
Wow.
Currently we are 75% in favor of Seth Freakin Rollins retaining the United States Championship. I do notice the predictions don't tell us who they have for the second, but not really sure you need to. 75%, that's a pretty good majority even when you have 3 choices.
Yeah.
So they seem heavy in favor of Seth being able to retain. He is the master of being ways to, to find the ways through the chaos and to find ways through the mess and whatnot. And it just doesn't seem like Lashley, would have as much of a chance of being able to just freely take over a match like this.
She's got
to say something.
He's got the Benjamin Franklin hairstyle going on. I just figured it out. I'm sorry. Move on, Steve. Please move on. Get the picks.
Put him on money. There you go. Seth Money Rollins. Okay. Ruby gets a slice.
Ruby gets a slice.
Let's see. You're up first on this one. Who you got?
All right. So I'm stuck. I'm stuck between Seth and Austin. because I'm just thinking like how the momentum is gonna shift for Austin. We all know I ride or die with Seth. We all know I do. I've been riding that train for a little while now.
That's why Cody got
and yeah, but it's like how is him losing that briefcase? How is his attitude change gonna fix it? The perfect example that the mind change goes to, like for me, I think of Braun Breaker. He started as a hothead. He started as like the person who was just, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And then he started getting calm. He started being able to control. So I'm trying to think how this change is gonna like affect Austin Theory. And I'm like,
he set himself on Raw. He's like, I've hit bottom. I can't go any lower than this. There's nowhere to go but up.
All right, I'm gonna do it.
Great comparison to Breaker, though.
Thank you. So I worked hard on that in my head. I did.
So who are you taking?
I'm taking Theory.
You going Theory?
I'm gonna go Theory.
And he's up, and he's up, and he's up.
I'm gonna go Theory.
Yeah.
I honestly, I love Seth. I really do.
She does.
We do.
I really do. I feel like you put Seth on the shelf for 2 weeks, and I feel like this man has got a game plan. He's got something up his sleeve. Up his sleeve, behind his laugh, behind that title. I feel like.
Behind all that hair. She started it. She's the one who said Ben Franklin.
I mean, I stick to my guns on this. Points. I feel like for me, I know that Seth, if you're seeing this, I pulled against you when it came to Cody Rhodes. But at this present moment in time, as much as this is great, the facial hair and the demeanor and the fact that you made your comments, I feel like his anger and him being rock bottom, I feel like will cost him, because I feel like he's going to get so emotionally unstable that it's going to cost him, and Seth literally will take advantage of that. Bobby Lashley, being veterans, will take advantage of that. I'm not picking you, Theory. Picking Seth freaking Rollins, Benjamin Franklin Rollins.
I'm just going to go for before I make my selection, I just want to say, a major amount of disrespect to Bobby Lashley in this match. Yeah. Because it seems like the entire time the conversation has been about Rollins and about Theory. You see it on Raw, you see it on WWE.com, and even on our conversation right here. Almost all the talking has been about Seth and been about Austin. No one's saying a word about Bobby Lashley, the bigger person, the stronger person, arguably the faster person. He has the advantage in every aspect of this match. Add in the fact that it's a triple threat, which means no disqualification, which means Bobby can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, to whoever he wants, which he does anyway, and, with no consequences other than the fact that he, just needs to be the one to get the pin or the submission, which he has the capability of getting either one of those very easily. So I feel like, Bobby is the one that's kind of sitting here and is in the best suited position, because the two of them are so busy arguing and bickering at each other that Bobby might be the one to come in and, take advantage of the chaos and walk back out as the U.S. champ.
Who's your pick?
He's not going to be my pick, though, but I just wanted to make sure it was clear that, there is a third person in this match, and really I feel like Lashley's going to be the one that will be the one who does all the grunt work.
Absolutely.
He'll be the one that sets the stage for whomever it is that ultimately takes the fall and gets the fall. Lashley will not be involved in the decision, but I am going to go with Seth Rollins to retain the United States Championship. I feel like the moment will be set up by Lashley. I don't know if it'll be hurt lock, spear, driving him into a post, throwing a table on him. I don't know. I mean, Lashley, it could be anything he wants it to be. But I feel like Rollins, again, especially 10th anniversary of the Shield, his debut, if the timing it feels right in this moment. I don't think the OTRAs are wrong either. I'm going Rollins to retain in this particular match.
I'm just thinking, if Rollins loses this, who does he go after next? Because you need somebody.
Royal Rumble, baby.
Exactly.
That is up next. And speaking of losing titles, do we possibly see a title change in our other championship match before we hit War Games? And it is for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Over on the blue brand, as the fighting champion, Ronda Rousey will defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against the new #1 contender, Shotzi, of all folks. Shotzi has definitely been known as the ballsy badass and has come in and really just put her nose to the grind against anyone and everyone that can stand in her way. She's faced off against the best of the best and has pushed people like Rousey, beat Shayna Baszler on SmackDown this last week, won a six-pack challenge to earn this title match. But you wonder if this is a match where maybe she's just slightly in over her head, as this will easily be the biggest match of Shotzi's career. She's up against an MMA veteran. She's up against a 3-time women's champion. But this will be her greatest challenge. And you wonder almost, because of their relationship, their friendship with Shayna Baszler, is Ronda maybe getting caught looking ahead?
Honestly, I feel like I love Ronda, and her and Shayna have come in and they've taken this business very seriously, so there's no discrediting them on that, and there's nothing but respect for them. But I feel like they are literally, with the utmost, they're being very disrespectful to Shotzi. And yes, Shotzi might be new to this, and she might be looking at, okay, well, I'm going to come in, I'm going to beat you, and I'm going to beat Shayna. And I think, I don't know if it's true or not, Shotzi, you're going to have to weigh in on this. I feel like Ronda is looking ahead, and I feel like Shayna is kind of like her little pit bull that is assisting her throughout the whole, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And you're literally, I feel like you're slowly trying to take Shotzi out. But that's what's building her up and making her stronger. And it's going to be to where she's going to have the best match of her life because she is who she is, and she is a badass. I mean, so is Ronda. But, I mean, disrespecting Shotzi in that manner doesn't make me like you any more than that. And you're pulling against my girl, so.
A loyal On the Ring Apron follower.
Yes, ma'am.
She follows us right here on IG, so.
That's why I said, Shotzi, please weigh in if you're watching this.
Alyssa?
Don't put me in that. Don't put me in that. I mean, y'all know my favorite card to pull is the disrespect card. You know.
It's true.
That is my favorite card. I swear. If Alyssa gonna talk about one thing, she gonna talk about disrespect. All right, okay. But it's like, I feel like, in a way, Roman was kind of looking ahead on Logan, but he found a way to get it done.
But that was Roman.
I think Ronda's looking ahead, but I think she gonna get it done. Like. I mean,
I don't think there's much debate that Shotzi's a heavy underdog in this particular match. This easily is the biggest match of her career. For Ronda, it's Saturday. For Shotzi, it's a possible career-defining, changing match.
No disrespect to Shotzi.
For Ronda, it's another day at the office.
I mean, honestly, y'all got to think, I wasn't here when Shotzi was wrestling, so I haven't seen Shotzi wrestle like that. So it's like, again, I gotta kind of stick to what I know, and what I know ain't been doing me wrong. So,
but
I don't know.
And again, it's one of those setup matches, and you wonder if like Shotzi is here because you're trying to give her that put over match and whatnot. Let's call a spade a spade. Shotzi's not the number one contender if Vince is running things. Plain and simple. She absolutely is not even being discussed as the number one contender. Even if she loses this match, she's not even being considered for this match, and instead, you get a one-on-one championship match at one of the big five. That's something to be proud of, and it tells you the amount of work that she's put in and the amount of trust that Triple H and the higher-ups have in Shotzi to be able to get into a match with Ronda Rousey. Win or lose, she's earned this spot.
She really has.
And we're proud of her because she was like, others we've seen before, such as Carmella, such as Liv Morgan.
Yes.
Others who... even newcomer BFAB, you can look at Happy Birthday, by the way. You look at it and it's like Shotzi doesn't fit the norm. She's not tall. She's not blonde. She's not white. I hate to play the race card there, but you know what? I'm sorry. Look at throughout history. It plays a role. It shouldn't, but it does. And the reality is she doesn't fit any of those norms. But yet, here she is, taking on literally the definition of the norm in a championship type of match. And you see the WWE Universe, even though Shotzi is a heel right now, you turn and you look and you say, the crowd, I guarantee you, is going to be solidly behind Shotzi in a match like this. This could be, even in a loss, a match that could build her up to that next level, very similar to what we've seen with Liv Morgan earlier this summer. So... see how it goes.
And the fact that you even pointed out Liv Morgan and Carmella And you have to think, they did wonders. I didn't see, I mean, no offense, no disrespect to either one of them. I didn't see them really holding the title. I didn't. But in all respect, I have nothing but love for Shotzi, and I have nothing but like for Ronda. And yeah, she is caught looking ahead. She is caught looking ahead.
Nothing but like.
Nothing but like.
Yeah. For me, Shotzi doesn't fit the norm. But who would want to fit the norm anyway? Who would want to be boring,
She's
plain,
anti-norm. She comes in on a tank
that shoots fireworks?
Alyssa's thrilled, I can tell.
I can see her face. If y'all could see her face the way I'm seeing her face.
Have you ever seen the meme of Michael Scott from The Office? Just
literally.
That's her look right now.
For me, why would you want to fit the norm of Ronda or anyone else? Why not be Shotzi? Green hair, green makeup, tattoos, badass, chains and everything else, helmets with horns on them. Why not?
Eat that tank.
I love unique people, and I feel like she is nothing but uniqueness. You got this, girl.
Now, I am curious to see which way the OTRAs are going to lean on this, because the OTRAs are ones that typically go with their heart.
Yeah.
Yet your head would make a ton of sense to go with Ronda here, but they've been known throughout the entire history of Liv and Ronda. They went with Liv every single time, definitely going with heart over head or betting odds or whatever you want to call it. So I'm curious to see which way they go here. But the OTRAs, as of this moment, 77% Ronda. Wow. Okay, so maybe they learned their lesson from the Liv Morgan stories. But they do not.
We love y'all.
Believe.
We love y'all, yeah.
Most of the OTRAs believing, that Ronda is going to retain at Survivor Series. Maybe another hook or crook type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Shayna gets involved, although Shotzi's gotten Raquel in her corner in the last week or two. So, a little bit of backup to keep Shayna at bay to keep this one-on-one. Kia, you open up your pick with this one.
Shotzi.
She's already behind, so she might as well.
What you didn't have to do, Steven?
Was you.
That's right.
Does Shotzi have an ugly sweatshirt?
Yes, she does, and I have it. I don't know where it is. I'm so sorry. You got it for me. Okay, anyway, I'm pulling for Shotzi.
But if you're gonna pick Shotzi, though, seriously, put it as a Vegas pick as well, because we can make some good money off this.
I'm pulling for Shotzi. I know this is my heart picking, but y'all know how much I love her. Y'all know she's like, she to me, she's everything, and nothing against Ronda. It's like, it is what it is. But my heart is pulling for Shotzi all the way.
You think she finds a way?
I feel like she will. You got her as the underdog. Why not?
Well, you got this far. You didn't come this far just to get this far. So you're going Shotzi, all right?
I'm going Shotzi through and through all the way.
My pick will be very brief, very quick. I will be the loudest. Well, second loudest. Shotzi fan in that arena in Boston. Ronda's retaining, though. As much as I hate that, I can't picture them letting the run end here. Not without a Shayna turn, which I just don't see happening. That's the only way I could see it. And this isn't the moment to have that happen. I will pull loud for Shotzi. I will put all my being behind it. But Ronda retains.
Yeah.
I'm
going with Ronda as well. I do my risk pick once a card. I already took my risk pick. In theory, so I gotta go with my head, man. Got to go with my brain. I'm sorry. It's going Ronda.
Understood.
All love to you.
Shotzi, if you win, remember who was loyal to you.
And again, I hate it because she follows us, so she's going to be watching this pick, and I hate to pick against her. I can't see it happening. But if she does, hey, you know what? I will come out here. Let me get in the way of the camera here. I will be the first person to look right directly into that lens, and I will say I was wrong. If you get it done, go get them, okay?
Me too.
I will be the first person, she'll be the second, to say so.
And
we'll probably say it at the same time.
And I'm going to throw a huge party with your roaring, your sounds that you make. That would be me. So if y'all hear that in the Boston Theater, that's me.
Exactly.
Woo, woo, woo.
And now we get to move on to our two fun matches. Oh, no, you can hang in the picture, though. But, sorry, we'll need a little help with this one. Echo, War Games.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the help there as we enter our 2 War Games matches. I'm not really sure why Kia ran over here to the side, but ultimately, oh, I see, never mind. It makes a lot of sense now. But, giving you a chance to see the very special, match placard that they created for these 2. So we kind of shut the lights off here for a second so that way you could see them. But you can tell they really took the time to make these fantastic. We'll have another one that we'll show just before we get to the men's match. First of all, that is some fire lipstick on Bianca.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
I'm watching to see if she can avoid her shadow while she's also doing this.
I'm struggling. But it's okay. That fire lipstick. Yes, ma'am.
But moving into the first ever... And there's the copyright.
Sorry, Alicia Keys, it's going for you.
But moving into the first of all, this is the first time that War Games will take place on the main roster. We've had the pleasure of seeing it 3 times in NXT, twice in person. Nothing will beat Tommaso Ciampa grabbing Adam Cole and hitting a Death Valley driver off the top of the War Games cage through 2 tables. I was just praying that Adam was alive. And that's after 55 minutes. That was insane to see. If you haven't attended and seen War Games, you are in for a treat.
Can we not forget the one Miss Io did off the top of the cage with the trash can?
She wore a trash can!
It was great. If you hadn't seen it, go back and see it. Please. Please do.
Well, we begin with the first ever main roster women's War Games match. Team Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion.
Yes, ma'am.
Will be teaming with Alexa Bliss, Mishin Mia Yim, whatever her name is now, Asuka, and our little robed mystery figure. More on that in a moment. We will be taking on Team Bayley, which is the team of Damage Control, which is Bayley, and the Women's Tag Team Champions, Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Also adding in Mommy, Rhea Ripley, and the newly rejuvenated and re-crazied Nikki Cross.
I am so glad you got rid of that Nikki ASH because, girl, it was not working for you.
All I'm going to say, in the ASH defense, 1 women's title for ASH, 0 for crazy Nikki Cross. So, just saying.
She came back with this old Nikki, this revamped... May he rest in peace. I feel like she's got the whole Michael Jackson leather jacket thing going on. Feel like that's going to work for her. That is...
So, a real brief explanation of War Games for those who are not familiar. Both teams start with 1 person inside of the double ringed cage. The only way to end a match is, first of all 10 competitors must be in the ring. You start for 5 minutes with 1-on-1, and then the team with War Games advantage, in this case, it's Team Bayley, will get to add a person into the ring. They get 3 minutes with advantage. Then someone from Team Bianca gets to enter for 3 minutes. And you keep alternating until every person enters the match. Once you get there, which will take a grand total of exactly 30 minutes, then War Games officially begins. A referee enters the ring. They close the cage door. And at that point, it's pinfall or submission. You cannot escape. If a person leaves the cage, their team automatically loses. So you have to keep it inside the War Games cage. The fact is, you've got some people in this match who have War Games experience thanks to being in NXT. Bianca Belair, Io Sky, Dakota Kai. Dakota, of course, one of the greatest NXT heel turns in history when she turned on her team. And ironically, Rhea and Bianca were actually a part of that team, and they still won.
Yeah, I know.
I think Candice LeRae, if I recall, was the last member of that team. It's like, and they still won that match. Basically, Bianca and Rhea basically had to do it on their own.
They did, and you know why? Because they were strong, and yes, they were.
So, a lot of experience in War Games from their time in NXT, and now they bring it up to the main roster. And, of course, you can't ignore the big circle up here of who is going to be the 5th member of Team Bianca. They said they're going to announce it on SmackDown. Unfortunately, we can't wait to record our show until that, so that's been left a mystery. But the community page does have a bonus point pick that we will also make as well. So this one at the end will come with 2 selections for each of us. But Alyssa, what are your thoughts?
This will be my
6.
My God, no. I'm excited because this will be my first War Games match live. I'm excited to see it.
So much lights. Not much pyro.
Not much pyro.
Hey, y'all speaking my language right there, big dogs. Come on now. Big dogs. Dogs. Y'all like that? Big dogs.
Wait.
But,
okay.
Yeah. But, oh, crud. I said it again.
Oh, 7? Ooh, she getting up there, y'all.
We're going to start doing an over-under for this.
We really are.
Bet it up.
Okay.
Take it to Vegas. Let's go.
We really want to go to Vegas?
No.
Okay.
I said it again. Oh, dear God. Just go ahead and make it a 9.
Go ahead and add yourself one.
Yeah, just go ahead and add another one. Just keep them coming.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
In all seriousness, though, God.
There it is. 9.
We'll get to a pick eventually. Sorry, y'all. Hopefully y'all are enjoying this. Because now she's laughing.
I don't know what to say. Take it back. I'm just excited, okay?
I'm just glad to be.
I'm just happy to be involved.
There it is.
I'm just happy to be involved.
Boston on Thanksgiving weekend. I mean, come on. This is going to be a blast. And get it? I mean, you look at the talent in this ring. I mean, this is your... I mean, as great as all the matches are on the card, this may arguably be your match of the night.
Oh, and guess
I
what?
don't know.
They gonna get it. All of them. Even this side right here.
Did you come up with what you wanted to say?
Yeah, I'm just excited and happy to be involved. And
No pyro.
go EST. EST. EST.
Oh, she might have just given away her pick. Speaking of picks,
Surprise.
so we will look at what the OTRAs have predicted, and again, kind of an interesting scenario because you have to place your vote on this at least until probably 10 o'clock on Friday night, not knowing who that fifth person is. There's a lot of speculations. Of course, the dirt sheets love to name about 75 different people who it could be, dating all the way back to some people that are dead. But I digress.
What?
But with it and its current format, the OTRAs are going with Bianca.
Yes, sir. Y'all
Still going with them, and pretty heavy too. 76% going with Team Bianca, despite not knowing who the fifth person is. So they seem pretty confident that Bianca's going to be able to find a way to get it done. We all know Bianca's, 2 or 3 women in one.
Herself,
with her,
exactly.
I mean, she ain't the EST for nothing. And you already see the nice ugly sweatshirt for sporting it. WWE shop, lots of good sales, and Christmas coming up. Buy your boy something. Either way.
What's that game system you keep asking for every year?
Oh, I thought social media said the women of my life were supposed to buy me a PlayStation or an Xbox. Still waiting. Not liking my odds this year either. But as Landon was saying, we temporarily digress until Christmas. I get to go first on this one. And of course, the bonus pick behind this one is also, and it's on our community page as well, is who is the fifth person. So an extra bonus point to anybody who can correctly guess who the fifth person is going to be of Team Bianca. Again, as I said, it's going to be announced on Smackdown, so maybe that helps out a little bit. But without knowing who that fifth person is, I'm still going to go Team Bianca anyway. You don't bet against the EST. You just don't. And the reality is, when it comes to just War Games experience, Bianca's the only one that has any prior experience, at least from the 4 people that are in. Meanwhile, you've got 3 people in Team Bayley who all have War Games experience, including both of the Tag Team Championship holders. And then, of course, Bayley herself is a magician in of herself. But you don't bet against Bianca. She always finds a way. And you would think that this is a match where now all of a sudden you're going to give the EST 2 rings to do damage? 2 rings to make magic happen? It seems like it all adds up, and it would put the final nail in the coffin of finally ending Damage Control's attempt to try to take the championship off of Bianca Belair. She silences them once and for all by having the superior team inside of War Games and brings an end. She said, I've been winning the battles. Now she goes and wins the war.
Yes, ma'am.
For my pick for the 5th one, Becky Lynch. I think she's due for a comeback. She set up the face turn after her match with Bianca. I think it's about time. Her man's already got a match on the card anyway. Just seems appropriate. So I'm going Becky to be the 5th individual.
Okay, I have a question.
We have an answer.
When it comes to making a 5th pick, does it have to be somebody different than... Okay.
Whoever you think it's going to be.
Alright, so...
And then, of course, pick the match, too.
Oh, yeah, well, we already know I'm going Bianca.
Team Bianca?
Yeah, I don't usually falter on that one. Sorry.
She's good.
Stick to what you know.
She's the EST.
She didn't get that way for no reason.
That's right.
So, yeah, there's that. And, my 5th person pick... Jesus. I mean, Becky makes sense. But you can also see somebody, like, from Smackdown. Like, I could definitely see them throwing Liv in there.
That's a good choice, Liv Morgan. I like that one. I mean, especially with her recent attitude change, you would love to see her in a match like War Games. I mean, Io's jumping off in a trash can. I think Liv could do it too.
Where's Charlotte?
That's not a bad choice either. I mean,
where is Charlotte?
She's been cleared for a while, but she's enjoying life, and and with all due respect, like her or hate her, Charlotte finally taking some decent time off.
Yeah.
She's been carrying this company for a decade.
She really
finally taking some time away. We all know she went and got married. That's public news.
Yes, ma'am.
That's public knowledge. But she's finally taking some time to rest, recuperate, get herself back into the clear again. So when she comes back, hopefully she comes back rejuvenated because she knows she can play a face or a heel. A heel, in my opinion, a lot better. But maybe it's one of those where Charlotte joins and says when they win, hey, you owe me one, champ. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Okay, now that I've sat there and thought about it, I mean, I don't know.
This is how it still lasts an hour.
Leave me alone. Fine, Becky.
Becky?
It makes sense. Gotta go with my brain.
So for me, y'all already see I'm wearing my pick. I've never pulled against her at all since she's been on NXT and main roster, SmackDown and or Raw. And I'm not going to start today. It's just like Alyssa would never pull against Roman. Let's go ahead and put that out there for, maybe the next match. For me...
Shocker.
For me, EST. She is going to get it done somehow, some way. And y'all both said Becky. But in my opinion... They're going to be on all are going to be on SmackDown on Friday. Or we think that all are going to be on SmackDown on Friday. I feel like, in my opinion, one of these two ladies are going to be taken out. I feel like someone's coming after someone on this side. Which means it would take someone out of this side of Bianca's. And actually, instead of putting one person, it would put two. Where is this going to be? It's going to be in Boston. Who lives right there up the street?
I like it. I like where this is going.
Sasha. But also, if you take any of these women out, doesn't matter who it is, maybe you bring back Sasha and Naomi together. Crossing my fingers. And then you have the Black Power trifecta, the Black Women trifecta. You have Bianca. I'm not being funny.
Holy Trinity.
That's it. I'm so sorry. You have Bianca, you have Sasha, and then you have Naomi. And they all come back and they work with Asuka and Alexa or Mia, whoever doesn't get taken out.
I like the pick. What a gut pick right there. And somehow she managed to get two choices in there. So I like the way she thinks. She's trying to catch up on those points. Of course, she needs to be right in order for it to mean anything.
But how many times have I gotten something like this in the past?
So it's going to be Raquel Rodriguez, isn't it?
Swear to God, because of Dakota. Because of Dakota.
It's going to be Raquel, isn't it?
What is it? I feel like what? It's going to be the Stewie and the reference with the baseball and the throwing
and the
hat.
Season's over. Let's move into our championship match. Kia stepping back again because once again, Echo War Games.
Okay.
And we'll get a chance to see the renders here, so that way Alyssa can step up and get some good looks, as if we don't already know exactly where that camera's heading. Just move on over here to the
There
right.
we go.
Okay, look, it's all love, but god dang, look at this man. Man is fine. What is wrong? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done. Let's get the rest of them.
No, she's not.
As long as they know. Okay, I'm done.
She claims she's done.
No, she's not. She says
And at her personal request, I will be taking over the camera for this one so the ladies can have their moment. But we enter the first men's War Games match. So I will take that here. And we said earlier, what was Alyssa wearing? Well, let's find out.
Head of the table.
You knew full well where this was heading.
Yes, ma'am.
Pull out the gear for the one time. Thank you.
But the first men's main roster War Games, and I mean, you're taking five of the baddest from each side, and you are absolutely putting them inside a cage. This has blood, gore, guts, every big move known to mankind, careers shortened, whatever you want to say about this particular match. But let's get right into it. The Bloodline with the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns teaming with his cousins, the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions of all time, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, Solo Sikoa, and the honorary Us, Sami Zayn, battling up against Team Sheamus is officially what they're calling it. She has never once been this excited about Sheamus.
That's a lie.
Lies.
And deceit.
But Sheamus getting, let's just say, some badasses himself on his squad as he will go with friend, rival, frenemy, whatever you want to call it, Drew McIntyre. Kevin Owens, who 2 years ago on 3 separate occasions had Roman Reigns beat. And it was the Bloodline, so you know there's no love lost there. And then add in his love of the Brawling Brutes, Ridge Holland and Butch, to battle up against the Bloodline. Everyone in Team Sheamus has had a problem and had their shots at the Bloodline over the last several weeks. And now it all comes to a head inside War Games. Ladies.
Head of the table. Okay,
ladies, take the wheel.
All right, so the first thing we got to bring up.
Oh, here we go.
Is this haircut this man got this week. Oh, yeah.
Yes!
And that entrance when he came into Raw. That man
Check out our TikToks.
I said, today? Alyssa was on the floor like this.
No, for real. Get the camera. She was like that, for real. She was out. Like
a light, okay?
And
theatric? What?
Okay.
Theatrics.
Roman, I know we've met before, but you thought I was crazy about you? No. That's woman right here loves you.
I will probably cry. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Oh, my God.
You gotta smell his hair and his body and everything else.
All right, so I hate to end the desert level thirst here, but can we discuss the match?
Okay. Yes.
They're gonna show up, they're gonna whoop some ass, and they're gonna leave.
Wait a minute.
The Roman philosophy, huh?
Wait a minute.
Let me give it to you like this. This is the first time in a long time, before I knew what this man could do. This is the first time in a long time that I've been like, okay, this is gonna be a match. Like, usually I'm like, Roman and it's not even close. Like,
but Roman doesn't go alone, and it only takes one slip from any Bloodline member to cost them this match.
First of all, let's go ahead and since you pointed that out, it's going to be Jay because Jay is the hothead of the group. And
funny, I would go a completely different direction.
Really? Who's the hothead of the group?
It's not him. I'm thinking Sammy's the slip.
Because Kevin's over here.
Oh, that's true. And y'all know they are former best friends, former ride or dies. They were together.
Right, the seeds are set.
So, remember it. This is your fam now, bro. This is your fam.
Can I say one thing?
You're the honorary Oos. You better remember that.
Girl, I feel like you were throwing
you
throwing the book at him.
I'm passionate.
If she was in a courtroom and this man was guilty, she would. There it is.
Here comes the book. Heads up.
Sorry, Sammy.
Jesus.
Okay.
Sorry.
But in all retrospect, both teams, you have 5 men on Bloodline side and 5 men from the Brawling Brutes, and 2 who have added themselves in that are going to show up, show out. I feel like it's going to be bloodshed. No joke. I feel like
there's no doubt.
He always gets busted up. He gets busted up.
And they do
too.
He get busted up too.
Yes, ma'am.
All I see is his back. Just
his back. Don't forget his back.
His back too.
I feel like here's my thing. Solo be minding his business. And he get whooped too. I'm sorry. This man don't be messing with nobody. But you know what they say about Solo? Silence comes from the streets. This man is from the streets.
From the streets.
The streets, pounding that pavement with some.
All I'm gonna say from.
Why? I'm sorry.
No, you ain't. The only thing I'm going to say, despite our lovely commentary team, who could not have been more thirsty had they been walking through the Sahara, I'm just going to say, just as a wrestling fan, doesn't matter if you like the Bloodline, Roman, Sheamus, Drew, Usos, whatever. Sit back and enjoy.
Yes.
You are going to get a 1 hour masterpiece.
I'm excited.
Enjoy.
What type of
especially
masterpiece?
if you're in person.
A bloodshed Picasso masterpiece.
So moving to where the OTRAs are at as of the moment that we have it. Currently it is...
Oh.
Move my giant head.
Oh, I thought that was my head.
No, it was my head. 61% going with Team Sheamus in this match. I'm actually kind of surprised, but that is also the closest vote that we have up to this point for any of our particular matches. So there's still time for this one to shift the other direction before we're done. Gut feeling says I don't think we're going to need long to make picks on this one, and we are closing in on our hour. Somehow we still managed to find a way to make it. Alyssa, you open up the voting. This shouldn't take long.
I'm definitely taking the Bloodline, but all I'm gonna say is they usually get beat up on their way to stuff. They usually get beat on their way to stuff. But we all know when the Bloodline steps into the ring, they handle business.
Rings this time.
Excuse me. Rings.
You get twice as many rings.
Then they handle business. I am confident they're gonna figure it out. And if they don't, that's okay. Because either way, I'm rolling with the Bloodline. Okay? And good night.
Good night.
I'm just playing.
What is it? Good night.
Good night.
Kia?
So...
I love the switch up.
I love the Bloodline. I really do. I feel like Daddy over here is going to handle business. I feel like he is. I feel like he's...
Let the record show she pointed to Roman.
I did. I did point to Roman.
And here comes another copyright.
Sorry.
But for me, I feel like, and it was brought up earlier, he's going to be the slip. It's going to either be him or it's going to be Jay. And Jay, I feel like, has been the hothead for every other match. He was the hothead for Logan Paul, and Sami tried to be the cooler two heads to prevail. But you have to think, Sami and Kevin, off stage, they lived together. They rode together. They started this business together. Everything was together coming into this business until he assumed conspiracy theories were after him, and he thought Kevin Owens was in on it. So how does that work for the Bloodline and the Honorary Usos when you have a former best friend on this side? I don't feel like that's going to end up well. I feel like the person who's been trying to keep the family together is going to make a slip. Which, when he makes this slip, you know his former best friend is going to cash in because they know each other so well. He's going to cash in, and he's going to start trampling him. Then he's going to go for the rest of them. I don't think he's going to touch Roman because I think he's going to leave that to Sheamus, but he's definitely coming for Sami. My pick, and I'm behind, and I'm okay with being behind because I'm going with my head on this one. Okay, excuse me, I'm going with my heart. And my heart is over here with the Brawling Brutes. Sheamus, Butch, Ridge, Drew, and Owens. Had this man beat almost 3 separate times. I feel like there's some unfinished business. They've had their bouts. I feel like there's unfinished business there. Roman, I feel like, as great as he is, I feel like he's made enemies without trying to make enemies. So, my heart is with the OTRAs and Brawling Brutes.
It's funny that you sit here and you say, you make a lot of enemies along the way. Well, there's a infamous saying, it's lonely on the mountaintop.
It really is.
Because there's literally no one up there with you. So I'm not sure necessarily that Roman has made enemies on purpose. I think he's made enemies because it's tough to be at the mountaintop all by yourself for 800 plus days and continue to keep kicking everyone else off the top of the mountain that tries to come up there. I don't think it's, necessarily hatred by disrespect. I think it's just hatred because you're the best.
I never said he made enemies on purpose. I never said that. That's taking the words out of my mouth. But he's really not alone. You're missing one.
He has his fam.
And you're missing one person. Where is Paul Heyman? Where is Paul?
You really think Paul's getting in that cage?
No, he's not.
Still be on
but he just exactly.
Paul,
exactly.
where you at?
Oh no, we're really asking this question.
Okay, well, hopefully he answers.
I bet he will too.
And when he does, we'll be excited. And I'm going to shut up.
Steven.
Moving to the very quick pick because literally we're at 57 minutes. Somehow we still managed to turn this into an hour, even though only 5 matches on the card.
You can't put this man in front of me and expect me to act right. Come on now.
Truth.
That is so true.
The only thing I'm going to note is I try not to hack up a lung back here.
Karma. I love you.
Is you try to look for opportunities. If this was a championship level match, there's no way you pick against the Bloodline. This is not where the title run ends for Roman Reigns. However, no titles on the line means you now have an opportunity to hand Bloodline members losses, which is something that is very rare case in this particular instance. And every person that's on Team Sheamus has a grudge to settle with either Roman or the Usos. Drew also, you could argue, solo Sikoa as well. But the fact is, you've got family by choice versus family by blood, minus Sami.
Love it.
It's one of those, what's the TikTok? We all family.
And then there's
plus Kevin. There he is. Plus Sami.
We still like it.
Exactly.
They're not changing.
So, until they lose, I'm not going to side against them. I've been riding this for 2 years. I'm not leaving that boat now. I'm going the Bloodline. Until they lose, and the reality is, they got Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And as long as Roman Reigns is part of the Bloodline and leading that Bloodline, they are the favorites against any person that you put up against them. So therefore, I'm going with the Bloodline to find a way to win it. Maybe the turn with Sami still happens. Maybe you still find yourself in trouble.
I still think they'll be okay though.
Yeah.
Can we?
You don't make a team that dominant.
Can we take a moment?
You have 40 seconds.
Look at the difference. I feel like, and I said my heart is here, my head is here. But honestly, look at this. This is seriousness to the fullest. This man ready. Got a game plan. He gon' get it. I mean, no, he not. Not against my team. I mean, on any other day. Not.